All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube preppers, prepping outside the box. I'm Josh, and we are going to get into a topic that we're just shooting from the hip, no notes, no nothing. It's going to be all just popping out of my brain, and I'll try not to stray too much. But I had a sub talk to me, email me a while back, message me, talking about why some don't talk about muscle memory and stress and things like that. Before we get into something like that, I want to talk about muscle memory. Is it good or is it bad? Okay? You will understand what I'm saying here shortly, I promise. But right before we get into it, if you guys want to jump over, do that like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and all that kind of stuff so you don't miss me jabbing my jaw daily. It'd be fantastic and I'd appreciate it. But without further ado, okay, so muscle memory, good or bad? And what I mean by that is sometimes muscle memory can literally be life-threatening. It can be bad. I know we've talked about, or people have talked about muscle memory and learning skills and things like that, and that is a good section of it, but there's a problem when it comes to training and the way people train that makes muscle memory dangerous, okay? When you're going out and you're doing drills and doing things like that, there's certain things that people will do and it's forming habit, forming muscle memory that could be detrimental. So let's say you're taking your pistol out, you go into the range, and you've got your magazines loaded, and you want to reach up, shoot the target, drop down, right? Or you have the people that'll go out there, shoot, and you've got that great muscle memory, that draw is going down, perfect, nice high grip. Perfect, you acquire your sights fast because you've been practicing and all that stuff. That's the good muscle memory stuff, right? Good trigger control, placement, finger placement, all that stuff. Good muscle memory. However, you shoot your target and then you bring it back and holster. Bad muscle memory. You start getting in the habit of that and you're going to have problems. That's why you'll find a lot of firearms instructors that sit there and after you have shot your targets, you bring it back in, right? Bring it in almost to your workspace, right around here, right? You just bring it back in and you start looking around. You start trying to identify more threats. And the reason you're doing that is because just because you took down assailant number one, target one, doesn't mean that there's not his buddies or something else going on, right? You're taking the whole picture in. You don't want to holster and then have to redraw again because you found something up or found something wrong, or the guy that you shot stands back up and you've already holstered again, right? So, holstering is a bad muscle memory until you know you've got an essay in the situation, right? Or what's going on. So that's what I mean by bad. It's a really good story actually. There was a cop that would, and I'm not gonna put names or anything, but there was a cop that would sit there a while back and he trained daily and he was really good. And he would go out to the range, draw, 2 shots, holster, draw, 2 shots, holster. And the guy was perfect draw, perfect placements, perfect shots. I mean, he was spot on. And there was a conflict that him and his partner responded to. And when they did, the guy that was holding a blade came running at them to, strike them, to slash at them. So what does he did? He drew, bop, bop, holster. The guy's still running. The guy's on drugs. The guy does not feel what is going on, so he continues running. The shot placement was perfect, but just because it's perfect doesn't mean that the guy's not under some substance or there's other factors that can play. So he sits there, draws too, and holsters, and he gets hacked, right? He gets hacked. I don't believe he died, but he did get seriously injured. His partner, however, drew and fired not well-aimed shots, but fired and took down the guy. And he's actually the reason that the guy went down, but it was terrible shot placement. But the guy kept his gun out and didn't have the habit of training, the bad training habit of just holstering. And that's what I mean. So the same thing goes with the rifle. You're sitting out there at the range and you're practicing, and you've got that good cheek weld, you've got the good arm, you've got all these good muscle memory things that you've been working on that you don't want to lose. However, just because you've taken down your target, like we said with a pistol, doesn't mean you just drop it down, right? Doesn't mean you just get rid of it. You got to keep it up. You got to look around. You got to take another quick glance. What's going on around me? All right, now you can continue on to what you're doing, right? So that good pause, that pregnant pause you do is getting rid of that bad muscle memory that could cause you to get injured, the life-threatening thing I'm talking about, right? So when you guys go train, I'm just urging, don't just reholster, don't just drop your rifle, go through, don't just do 2 shots and done. Switch up your drills, right? Do failure drills, do color drills, and all these different types of things, do shooting, moving, do all these different kinds of drills that have been designed to help people in different aspects instead of doing the same thing. Don't just go to the range with 100 rounds, dump it down the line, and then be done with it, okay? Because you're only gonna build bad habits. You're only gonna build bad muscle memory, right? So, doing a little bit of a recap, and it goes the same for when you're on the range and you've got your magazines on you and you shoot and the magazine's empty and you just stop the drill, right? Reload, reacquire, and then you can sit there and you can stop, right? Then you can have your pause, your break, right? But just because you're out of ammo doesn't mean your drill stops. You don't want to be in the habit of just giving up because you're out of ammo. You don't want to be in the habit of you have a stoppage, so, oh crap, all right, hold on, let me work through it, continue on with what you're doing. Build the good habits, the good muscle memory of dealing with, immediate, oh my goodness gracious, immediate action drills and stuff like that. Just getting rid of the problems, getting rid of the stoppage, reloading the magazine, whatever it is. Get rid of the bad habits of stopping, continue, work through the drill, and then you can stop. But yeah, so I really wanted to touch on it. Muscle memory can be a great thing when you're talking about all the way you're holding and manipulating and working things through. But the bad parts come into with bad training habits, holster, dropping, giving up, whatever it is, and you got to work through those things. I'll put out some drills you guys can do to make it, vary it a little bit to give you guys some good practice, and I'll put those out hopefully sometime next week. And you guys can go out to the range, and hopefully if you know somebody that does this already, they can go out there with you, so you have somebody that's watching you from different angles and getting a better perspective of what's going on than what you're just feeling or seeing, right? So it's better to go shoot with someone that can catch your bad habits. Anyways, until next time, muscle memory is good and bad. Work on getting away from those bad habits and not building bad muscle memory, right? Just like that officer that got hacked because he was a great shot, but holstered every time. Anyways, until next time, prepping outside the box, Josh, and I'll see you then.